My name is Mary Ella Hutchinson, and I live at 1490 Duke Valentine Wynn Road in Lewisburg. Regardless of the information set forth in the letter of our county manager, there is no doubt, after reading some of the emails from the Office of the Archives in Raleigh, the buck stops right at the door of the county manager. The Archives Office has without a doubt stated they did not order the destruction of any records, but leave it to the discretion of the custodial office involved. Excuse me. In this case, that is the clerk of Franklin County for some of the records. In this matter and throughout the letter from Ms. Harris, it is quite evident to me that the county manager's office was a driving force in making sure these documents would eventually be destroyed. She more than overstepped her authority in this matter. The clerk of court had every right to resolve this issue, but once she sought guidance from others, it was taken out of her control. So to now throw it back into her lap is most insincere on the part of the county manager. The clerk had done all she could to make sure these records were preserved and restored. The county manager continually pushed the matter of destruction and even refused to talk to any other agency about preserving these irreplaceable records, and would not even talk to the people from the Mormons agency in Utah. This agency offered to pay for everything that needed to be done, including cleaning up the basement. So why did the county manager push to this limit she did that resulted in the ultimate destruction? I want an answer. To date, the county manager has only pushed the blame onto others whose goal was to preserve them from day one. We, to date, have not gotten an answer. As a matter of fact, the county manager pushed her aside and took over and has to shoulder the blame and liability for this wanton destruction of irreplaceable historical documents. It seems from the emails from the Archives Office that it was the county manager who pushed the involvement from the AOC in the Register of Deeds. There is no doubt that the county manager did all she could to make sure these documents were destroyed. She attacked the Heritage Society for their efforts when they were called in by the clerk. This was the clerk's right to handle it as she saw fit. I don't understand the continued interference by the county manager. On page 4 of the manager's letter, item 4, she cites a letter from Ms. McGee Langford. She states that it is her recommendation that the records be destroyed using proper protocol. The word recommendation is a lot different than saying you are hereby ordered to destroy the records. In the next paragraph, she uses the word requesting and states that the clerk will need to seek permission from Sean Bone at the AOC to destroy. In the next sentence, the word should is used, but here again, they're only given permission to destroy them. This was never in order to destroy them. And it is my opinion that this was and still is an issue to be decided by the clerk and not the county manager. As a matter of fact, also on page 5, the county manager stated that she gave orders to Chuck Murray to contact Glenn Lyles, Public Facilities Director, to execute the recommendations of Sierra West regarding courthouse needs. This is a little sleight of hand when she states courthouse needs, and let's talk about that. Had the county manager and Chuck Murray, who were in charge of physical courthouse needs, done their jobs many years ago, this would never have happened. They are totally responsible for the maintenance and the condition in that basement and the condition of the records. So why the rush now to move ahead at light speed and do their job? Are they just now concerned about the health hazard posed by the alleged black mold in the building? Is the basement the only place that exists? Why was not any testing done to verify Sierra's findings? There were no tests done on those papers. The mold was not tested. I talked to Sarah myself. She never tested them. She never took samples. So it was never confirmed that it was indeed black mold. Is the basement the only place that it exists? Sarah West is a relatively newcomer to the AOC. She's very young and did an off-the-cuff evaluation on her visit that day. What about the fact that the air conditioning drainage was allowed to just drip into that basement for years with no maintenance whatsoever? When was the last time anyone from the county manager's office inspected the basement? When was the last time you did anything to ensure the health and safety of county staff? Was this the reason for the rush to do the job? You finally realized your liability in this situation, the liability which you exposed Franklin County residents. As someone who holds an associate in risk management designation, I can assure you that your exposure in this matter is great. This also does not include the leaks in Judge Hubgood's office or the condition of the roof of the courthouse and the possible asbestos exposure in the other part of the basement. Maybe a field trip by the citizens of Franklin County could help you expose other risks that may not have been addressed. Because of the actions of our county manager, we may now be right in the middle of a very national, very unwelcome intrusion by Al Sharpton and his organization in an unrelated criminal matter. At least it was unrelated until Al Sharpton decided to tie it to Burngate and the possible destruction of evidence in that criminal matter. Whatever is done in the darkness will be brought forth in the light. It is time for new leadership in Franklin County, and it is time for a new county manager. We've been put at great risk. I personally feel that citizens of Franklin County are being managed in the dark, and it's time to bring us back into the light. Destroying those public records in the light of others such much better alternatives was very poor judgment. The $8,000 could have been given to Safe Space or volunteers in medicine who desperately need help. So why the rush to do what no one wanted
Motion that
done?
we extend our time period.
That is
I'm
how
done.
we're holding a special meeting, and I change the agenda without 100% of the board present, Mr. Lancaster's not here.
Thank you.
Thank you.